we're going to be unboxing Jet Wyvern Around Just 1D, owned by Wakia Kim Morusaki, who honestly wasn't that relevant as he appeared pretty much at the very end of SuperKing, and his only role was to help Hyuga and Hikaru train, which bothers me because in the manga he was the 13th strongest blader, I think. So it's like they could have introduced him earlier and had him play a much more relevant role, but unfortunately he was just a side character. Oh well. Of course, Wyvern is the defense type with a free spinning gimmick, although it works a little bit like the Ratchet disc, which I'll get more into later. The back got the parts: the Wyvern chip, the jet ring, the one defense chassis, the around disc, and the just driver. One of the worst drivers out there currently. And the SuperKing system. Probably one of the worst drivers in the entire burst system in general. Like, I'm serious. The just driver is just terrible. Like, but we'll get into that soon. And I only opened it because I want to see if I got the rare chassis. I didn't, so let's just skip to the actual review of the parts. So the driver is just. So just unlike the previous drivers for Wyvern, has a very spiky tip, which is strange because every past Wyvern driver was just a ball. And the gimmick for this is that the base of the actual tip has this free spinning ring. So when it hits the stadium, it's supposed to use this ring to slide against the stadium floor to increase its life after death and overall endurance. And I guess knockout resistance as well. I like the color for just, I will say that. But overall, the driver is just terrible. As you can see, the spike for the actual tip is pretty darn long, so it has really bad balance issues. And the overall, base with the free spinning ring is way too high up for it to actually give it any good life after death whatsoever. So just is just a useless driver. I don't understand why they didn't just give it atomic metal or something. They made orbit metal and yard metal, why not atomic metal? Just really weird decision to me. Then we got the around disc. So I do like the color for this. The fact that it's actually painted with that fact that the metal is actually painted purple and it has the magenta plastic. This is a GT disc, hence why it has its own built-in frame. And it does have a metal orb gimmick. So on the bottom, we got the metal orbs, and as you can see, make a sound because they are free rotating. So the gimmick for this is that essentially they can use the combination can use the metal orbs to hit the stadium floor and slide against it without losing too much endurance. So it's kind of similar ability with the Just Driver. It gives it better LED, and it causes it to lose very little amount of endurance when it's actually scraping. But again, though, because it's just an awful driver, has really bad balance issues, the life after death you get from this really doesn't mean anything because the stamina is just too bad. Also, I find it weird that they gave it a disc around, which definitely is something you would see on Zeus. But, I mean, TT stopped making Zeus after the God series. So, yeah. I do think around is a pretty good disc, though, probably. And now we got the lair, which is Jet Wyvern. So the 1G chassis came on a Curse Satan. And it pretty much looks like a cross. Camera focus, thank you. Pretty much just looks like a cross. It's actually blue in color. Well, it has it's like a purplish blue in real life. But yeah, it pretty much just looks like a cross. Not sure what it doesn't really have a gimmick to it. It does have pretty strong teeth, though, I would say that. And as for Jet, like I said, pretty much this is just the evolution of Tornado Wyvern. Has all these blades going around. And it's defense type Bay. And of course the gimmick is that the blades, the outer ring is free spinning. As you can see, it makes this weird noise when it turns. That's because there are grooves inside. And these grooves stop it from rotating the opposite direction. This is pretty much the same gimmick as the Ratchet disc from Wizard Fafnir, where Ratchet would rotate in one direction, which allows it to parry attacks from left rotating bays, but against right rotating bays, it would just be stuck, so it can still spin. And the Jet Ring has a similar gimmick. It's free rotating, so it will parry attacks from right rotating bays and just slide off. But against left rotating bays, it's supposed to get stuck like that. See, it doesn't free spin very well. And these lighter purple shades on the actual ring are rubber. So it uses that to absorb the shock from a left rotating bay. And if it's spinning slower, it can steal its opponent's spin to equalize its own spin and rotation. And the Wyvern ship looks pretty cool. Overall, I think this is one of the best like looking SuperKing base out so far. Well, one out so far. I mean, we pretty much, this is like the final one, the last major release in SuperKing. Well, the last anime bay to be released. But I love the purple, the little bit of yellow and the gold, and the green ship in the center. Overall, has a fantastic aesthetic to it. The clicks are pretty strong, but nothing super crazy compared to some other base like not Killer Death Scyther, Hollow Death Scyther. Anyways, let's get into the test battles, and yeah. So that's it for my unboxing of Jet Wyvern around just 1D. Not sure how to completely feel about this bay, because it didn't do well against Brave Valkyrie, got completely demolished by Hollow Death Scyther, but actually put up quite a fight against Rage Longinus, so we just gotta do more testing with this bay to see how good it really is. And of course, the stock combos aren't the best, usually you gotta customize it. Hope y'all enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and see y'all next time for more Beyblade Burst unboxings.